Now that you've done all level 2 and you've taken your assessment on that, now it's time to review all the information you know about decimals. The way you're going to do that is through what we call an error analysis. So this is the page in your packet you're going to need, and if you notice, one side says description of error, the other side says correct solution. So you're doing 2 parts for each problem. And there is a second page, so make sure you continue on to that next page so that you do all 9 error analysis questions. So let me show you what those questions look like, just to give you a little preview. So what you'll see posted on the grid in the next section is the error analysis questions. So all of these questions are going to have something wrong. That's why we call it error analysis. So there's going to be something wrong about it. It might be something major, it might be something minor, but something's going to be wrong, and you have to figure out what it is and then solve the problem correctly. So here would be my suggestion on how to approach this. Read the problem first. You can't really figure out if they did it correctly or not if you don't even know what the problem was asking. So make sure you read through the problem to know, should you be adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, and what are you looking for in the problem? How would you approach this problem? Then, once you kind of have an idea of what you think the approach should be for this problem, you can look at their incorrect work. Remember that everything is going to have something wrong with it. It could be big, it could be small. So you can look through the problem to try and identify what it is that they did incorrect for this problem. Once you know that, going back to your packet here, you can fill in a brief description of what the error is. So what did they do wrong? Then you're going to solve the problem correctly. You're going to do that for each problem. Okay, you're always going to describe the error, solve the problem correctly. As you work through this, make sure you check with the answer key. I would maybe do one and then go check, and then you can come back and do the next one. Or maybe do 2 at a time. But don't do too many because you don't want to be practicing these incorrectly. So make sure you check your answers as you go. And don't forget again, continue to the next page so that you can finish the last couple problems. And just scroll through them at your own pace. If you want to work with a partner, you absolutely can. That is completely your choice. When you get done and you've checked all your answers, remember you can check as you go, even though it says check your answers with the answer key at the end, doesn't mean you have to do it at the end. You could do it as you go. But after you do that, at the bottom of the recording sheet for this, it says that you need to do a seesaw reflection post. So you're going to answer these 2 questions. You're going to answer what did you do well during the activity. So basically what jumped out at you really quickly, or what was an easy task for you to complete, or what was something that just was really easy for you or that you did really well. Maybe there was one problem you were able to very specifically say what the error was right away and solve it no problem. And then what was something that was more challenging for you? This doesn't necessarily mean you got it wrong or that you didn't know, but what was a little bit harder to tell? Some of these errors are a little bit harder to pick out than others. So tell me what was more challenging for you. And be specific. Tell me what problem number and a little bit about it. And again, with that seesaw reflection, you can choose to do this in any way you'd like, as long as you're answering those 2 questions specifically. If you have any questions, of course, on your tracking page, change it to red or yellow as needed, so that I or a peer can help assist you throughout this process. You can also always skip a problem and come back to it as well, so that way you don't stop your learning. Okay, good luck. I hope you do well picking out those errors.